I have just received my Galil controller and I'm ready to connect my brushless servo motors for the first time. What do I need to connect? First, I will connect the motor phases to the amplifier. The user manual shows the pinout of the motor connectors, or reference the silkscreen on the controller's enclosure. The user manual also lists the part number for the needed plug and pins. For current generation Galil servo amps, motor phase A is on pin 4, the top left pin as you look at the back of the plug. Phases B and C are on the bottom left and bottom right. Next, I will connect the encoder feedback. Depending on your controller, you will have either a 15-pin or 26-pin connector for the encoder feedback. Galil sells ICS breakout boards for both types of connectors to facilitate rapid prototyping. For a 15-pin connector, the encoder MA+ signal is connected to pin 3. The MA- signal is connected to pin 8, the MB+ signal to pin 2, and the MB- signal to pin 7. If your encoder has an index signal, connect it to the MI+ and MI- pins. If your encoder has single-ended signals, leave the negative inputs floating on the controller. If you have a controller with 26-pin axis feedback connectors, refer to the user manual for the connector pinout. If you have an SSI or BIS encoder, you will need to connect the clock and data signals. The clock plus signal should be connected to pin 11, clock minus to pin 9, data plus to pin 4, and data minus to pin 12. The connections are the same for either a BIS or SSI encoder. Both types of encoders should always use differential signals. Note that these are the same pins used for the auxiliary encoder, and it's possible to connect a serial encoder and a quadrature encoder on the main inputs at the same time. Hall feedback is not required when using a sinusoidal amplifier, but if present, it should be connected. Hall feedback can be used to set the commutation angle of the amplifier. Many manufacturers refer to the Hall signals as U, V, and W. This is equivalent to Hall signals A, B, and C on the controller. If you have a 15-pin axis connector, Hall A should be connected to pin 10, Hall B to pin 13, and Hall C to pin 14. Refer to the user manual for 26-pin axis connector pinouts. Some motors provide differential Hall signals. If your motor has these, simply leave the negative Hall signals disconnected. If your motor has brakes, these will need to be wired to the controller's digital outputs. If you have 500 mA sourcing outputs, you may be able to drive the brakes directly from the controller's outputs. Otherwise, you will need to use a relay to switch the brakes on and off. The 500 mA outputs are standard on the 4000 series controllers and are available as an option on the 41 series controllers. The Axis A brake should be connected to digital output 1, which is pin 41 on the 44-pin I/O connector. An ICS board is also available for this connector. With everything connected, I'm ready to connect to the controller using Galil's GDK software. Watch the next video to learn how to use GDK to configure the controller and sinusoidal amplifier for the connected motors.